Good morning. I'm here. Debbie is here as well, but she's unloading her Costco. I just want to come. Oh, my camera is not working. I wanted to come on camera and say good morning. It's not working. Okay, I'm here. Hi, guys. So, hi, honeybee. Genuinely, Jen, I went into your live and you were ending, and so I will catch the repeat. Hi, sweet bomb. Good morning. Chantel Wisco Gal, good morning. But anyway, have you guys, until Debbie gets here, she's in a parking lot, she's bringing stuff up. Have you guys been keeping up with the riots that are going on in California with ICE? And I've been watching this on TikTok. President Trump is sending in 2,000 National Guards, and this has gotten crazy. It has really gotten crazy. They were hosing people down last night. People, this is crazy. This is in LA, and these people are attacking because of what's not attacking, protesting. There were more cops last night than there were actually protesters on the street. And I was like, oh my God, Tracy, good morning. Good morning, sweet potato, or good afternoon for a lot of you. But this is what's going on. And if you don't watch it on TikTok, with the people that are out there protesting, you're getting the raw footage of everything that's going on. Last night they were using, I'm going to say like a fire, but they were hosing them down. And this is what's going on because of all the ice raids. You've been watching a live stream on TikTok. Tixie Wisco Gal, I got you all on TikTok. And then this young a teacher came on who said that they were doing graduation, and ICE raided a graduation, and all of the parents were running out, left the students behind because of ICE raiding this graduation. And these were elementary school students. Look at this. This has been going on now for like 3 or 4 days. So if you don't have TikTok, please hit it and watch. The terrorists, like Chris. So I'm going to ask, okay, so what do you mean they're terrorists? Because they're saying they're protesters. So you're saying that the protesters are terrorists? Is that what you're saying? Because I was just shocked when I was looking at this. And then I just started watching other videos on it. But when the teacher came on and was crying, and everything we're hearing is that, okay, Debbie has joined, is that they're supposed to be going after the criminals. We have people sitting in prison, in jail, that are repeat offenders, and those need to go. Yeah, I don't think they're terrorists. I just don't. But it was, I mean, and then they had a standoff yesterday or Friday in the neighborhood where ICE was at. And listen to this. Who's doing the shooting, and what are they shooting? Beanbags? No, those are not beanbags. They're really shooting. This is crazy. And we're worrying about Trump and Elon Musk fighting. Well, not we, because I'm not. This is crazy. You need to break up this assembly and leave the area now. Okay, Debbie is here. Here she pops on. But it's all on TikTok, and the people that are out there, you're seeing the raw footage. They are criminals. I believe the criminals need to go. Okay, they're pepper balls. All right, the criminals need to go. Wait a minute. Hold on.
As the
we have, yeah, oh my God, we have tear gas, we have fireworks going off, tear gas is in the air, people are dispersing. I can't see anything.
That was a scene
It
from
was
last
really
night
bad
in Los
last night.
Angeles as the
It
Trump
was
regime.
bad last night. Really bad. And this is Trump ordering the National Guard.
Hello, I'm Nikki Shallow. Welcome to the program. We start this out in Los Angeles. President Trump has ordered 2,000 National Guards into the city to counter escalating protests in a predominantly Hispanic district of the Californian city. It comes after a second day of clashes between residents of Paramount and border immigration officers trying to implement President Trump's policy to deport unauthorized migrants. Now, federal ICE agents used tear gas, flashbangs and batons to disperse the protesters.
And they were using a hose.
The White House border policy chief has gone to Los Angeles to personally supervise the operation, during which more than 40 migrants were arrested on Saturday.
Okay,
he warned that there would be zero tolerance.
That's the
We start with that breaking news. Calamity and chaos in the city after a second day of ICE raids on undocumented immigrants.
The raids led to more violent clashes between federal agents and protesters, with President Donald Trump now deploying the National Guard, he says, to restore order. KTLA's Jennifer McGraw live in downtown LA as more National Guardsmen continue arriving. And we know local leaders, our governor, are opposed to this move, Jennifer.
Yep. So Governor Greg Newsom doesn't want that there. And I was trying to find out what set all of this off, because they've been going into courthouses and raiding and taking people in to custody. They're going to schools, and they don't want you to hear about them raiding schools where the kids are to get undocumented parents. But they're supposed to be going after criminals and removing them from the country.
Governor Newsom says that this is just causing a spectacle, but Trump says that this absolutely needs to be done to protect federal agents. Now, we've already seen hundreds of military personnel arrive here to downtown Los Angeles. It's crazy. Take a look to see military personnel coming downtown. The last time we saw this was in 2020 with the death of George Floyd. With another day of violent clashes with protesters and law enforcement, the president administration is sending at least 2,000 National Guard troops here to Los Angeles. And again,
it started out, I was watching Thursday or Friday, as a peaceful protest. That's the way it started out. And all of this has just...
Last time we saw this was back in 2020.
This is
but
crazy.
They want to make sure that the city is safe.
So this is ridiculous.
Again, for the second day in a row, protesters were outside the federal detention facility here in downtown LA, chanting and holding signs. There is also spray paint all over the city buildings, rubber bullets all over the streets, and of course a scent of pepper spray in the air. These demonstrations have escalated throughout the day into a fiery, tumultuous clash with federal agents. What started out as chanting turned violent, with fires being set, objects being thrown at officers, and that's when the LAPD and deputies began to clear the scene. These arrests and raids are causing an uproar across the city, and as we know, they will likely continue.
We're here to be peaceful. We're here to speak up against injustices we're seeing in the world, and that's why we're here.
I witnessed most of the protesters being pretty peaceful, being pretty active, being in support of...
They were peaceful.
People unlawfully being detained.
As more raids were carried out across the city of Paramount yesterday, tensions between city, state, and federal leaders escalated, with Governor Newsom and the president trading statements on social media about the National Guard being deployed.
On social media.
We also wanted to catch up with U.S. Attorney Bill Asaley about the recent raids.
Yeah, the only terrorists I see are the ones who are throwing Molotov cocktails at our federal agents, the ones throwing rocks at them, the ones attacking our officers.
And as we know, down here in downtown Los Angeles, as the protests will begin likely this morning and go throughout the day. There's one plan already at 2 o'clock, but the National Guard will be ready and waiting. And as we know, the LAPD and the Sheriff's Department, they're not assisting in these raids, but they are assisting with keeping the peace here in the city. That's the very latest. We're live downtown. Back to you in Hollywood.
Jennifer, thank you. Tensions between federal agents and protesters igniting yesterday during clashes in the cities of Compton and Paramount.
Local law enforcement stepping in.
And that's pepper spray.
The mayor of Paramount says ICE and other federal law enforcement agents were apparently staging near the Home Depot in Paramount yesterday morning when they were met by protesters who gathered in the area. The Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department said that deputies were dispatched shortly after 10 a.m. to the 6400 block of Alondra Boulevard for reports of a large group blocking traffic. Crowds were also seen blocking a U.S. Marshals bus. Some hurled rocks and other objects at law enforcement, according to the Sheriff's Department. And law enforcement, well, they responded with pepper balls, rubber bullets, tear gas, and flashbangs.
People were just gathering in community, trying to, make a statement that we don't want ICE agents here in Compton, in Los Angeles, in California, period.
This is crazy.
A wooden pallet and then a car went up in flames during the unrest, sending black smoke in the air. And the demonstrations continued into the night, where businesses in the area were vandalized. One man seen in handcuffs, possibly injured, with blood running down his face.
That's ridiculous.
The Sheriff's Department says it was not involved in any federal law enforcement operations or actions. They were here for traffic and crowd control, saying, though, when federal authorities come under attack and request assistance, they will support them and provide aid. They also said, though, their primary responsibility is ensuring public safety.
Anybody has the right to peacefully assemble and exercise their First Amendment rights. But when that crosses the line to where you are attacking other people, utilizing violence or any destruction of property, that's where we as a department have to step in, warn people, and people may get arrested.
This is crazy.
Now, we did drive
vandalizing, though.
This morning.
Is it the actual protesters who started, or is it other people who are coming in?
I think it's other people that are coming in. The same thing that happened with George Floyd. I think it's other people coming in that's doing the vandalizing.
Yep, because I think this is just a natural reaction so that they can blame Black Lives Matter and Antifa. When if you catch the people who are doing the vandalism, they have nothing to do with the actual protests.
Good morning, Chanel. Thank you for coming in. Good morning. How are you? Oh my God, this is crazy.
Morning, and it was quiet, and it is peaceful, quiet here right now, but residents definitely concerned that we could see more protests in this area. The Sheriff's Department, I spoke with them this morning. They tell me they did make 2 arrests yesterday for assault on a peace officer, and that 3 deputies suffered minor injuries.
This is
Reporting
crazy.
live here in Compton, I'm Erin Myers.
Debbie, I have to show this because I've been watching this unfold on TikTok, and I'm watching the raw footage of the people that are out there that are protesting, and they are the ones that are being blamed for all of this, all of it. But they were just peacefully protesting.
This is the same old playbook. Same old playbook. But, whatever.
Good.
Why are we? But I didn't think we were supposed to be calling in National Guard on our own citizens. Just asking.
But we are. And it's going to get a lot worse.
The foundation of this country is that you can't use the military against its own citizens, right?
Yep. That's what they say.
Okay.
That's what they say. But, and I didn't cover the part. Did you hear about the Chinese nationalists that was smuggling in a pathogenic bug to put in our food? Did you hear about that?
What channel did you hear that on?
It was on several different sources, Fox and other channels.
I don't believe anything.
It was on CBS as well. Okay.
Okay. Great.
Okay.
But CBS is trying to get their merger through.
Okay. So let me because I checked it, and it's on the different sources, and then we're going to get to our
A toxic fungus into the United States faced a judge today and will be back in court next Friday. The U.S. wants to keep the University of Michigan researcher jailed until the trial begins. The Justice Department says she was smuggling in a potential agro-terror weapon with her boyfriend, who conducts biological studies in the same field. He is not currently in custody. And joining us now, following this all from Washington, is CBS News Justice correspondent Scott McFarland. Scott, good to see you, my friend. This is a very complicated case. What came out of today's hearing?
Really, it was a delay, but a delay that will keep Youngkin John in jail pending her next time before a judge next Friday. It is noteworthy. This is a non-violent felony crime, but they are ordering this researcher to be jailed until future hearings. That's noteworthy. Put that aside for a moment. This case is different and has been from the start. Allegedly, Jean and her boyfriend, a Chinese researcher, both of whom do research on microorganisms, tried to smuggle this Fusarium graminearum into the United States, an otherwise obscure fungus which, if not contained and not controlled, can be wildly destructive to U.S. agriculture, to really any agriculture, but also to livestock, and potentially could sicken human beings and could cost billions of dollars in damages. Those images there are from the court filings in this case. What the feds allege is that John's boyfriend was trying to get to her, she works at the University of Michigan, from China and was stopped at Detroit's Metropolitan Airport. In his bags, the feds say they found inside Ziploc bags, balled up into tissued paper, some of that germ, some of that fungus.
What the fuck?
He was sent back to China. He's not in custody. She's been arrested, and her case, a conspiracy smuggling felony case, is now in the U.S. District Court in Detroit.
Agro-terrorism, such an interesting idea. Now, I want to move on to another topic. You have new reporting of an elaborate swatting scheme aimed at dozens of members.
He was trying to get to her, but we don't know if she's involved in it. But I noticed they only focused on the woman, not the person who was actually bringing in the biogerm agent.
They sent him back to China.
Right, but focus on him. And when you interrogate her and see if she knew what he was doing or whatever.
The Ladybird Lake that's happening.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. But they let the chief of police out with his firearms and full pay. Okay.
Yep. They had him out for the 3 years that he was being investigated. And they let him out. He had sent around Madeline Soto's unalive photo that just happened to be in his phone, and we have no idea why.
They're putting all the blame on the woman and not really focusing on the person who was smuggling in the actual germ.
And they sent him back to China. Why?
They should have arrested him and put him in jail. They sent him back to China so he could come back over once he make another girlfriend at the University of Cucamonga so he could get it done. I don't get it. How is she the villain and we don't know that yet?
And then being held in custody with no bail, and they're saying that it's not a felony. So how are you holding her in jail on what?
Because she's a woman and she is Chinese. Now, if they investigate and they take her to court and she has a trial and they find her guilty, then lock her up. But I don't understand why the whole story was on her and he was coming to see her.
Yep, but they did look at DMs too. They did look at their messages.
But I think it should have been focused on the person who was bringing this bioterror threat. And how come they sent him back to China?
What about the bio lab that they had right there in Bakersfield? That was where the COVID C-19 was said to have come from. We never heard anything else about that.
I thought they said it was Chinese. They need to make up their mind with this.
Yep.
The lies are just way too convenient.
Girl. Mm. So I wanted to look at this real quick, and then we're going to get on.
Caught people's attention with speculation surrounding the possibility of a serial killer, but investigators have found no reason to believe that.
3 dozen bodies have been found there.
There have been at least 38 bodies found in or around Lady Bird Lake since 2022, according to data obtained by Fox 7. Of those, 30 were male. About 60% were between the ages of 30 and 49. Only 2 of them were teenagers, including the body found on Tuesday.
Another paddleboarder was here out on Lady Bird Lake and notified us that it appeared that an individual was deceased and floating on Lady Bird Lake.
While the latest body to surface in the lake has not been identified yet, Austin police believe it's likely the teenager who went missing on Sunday. He was paddleboarding and kayaking with his family. We're told he got off to stand in shallow waters, but unknowingly was near an underwater shelf, which is a sudden drop-off in the lake.
At some point during their paddleboarding session, one of the individuals went missing from their family.
He stepped or slipped off and never resurfaced. His backpack and life jacket were still on the board.
The individual that we have today is wearing the same clothes as the person that was reported missing Sunday evening,
making him at least the 7th body of 2025 in Lady Bird Lake. In the past 3 years, the causes of death have mainly been attributed to accidental drownings. Second is suicide, as well as drug overdoses and natural causes. Only 1 case has been ruled a murder. About half a dozen of these cases remain unknown. The Austin Police Department continues to reiterate that there's no reason for them to believe these deaths are connected. Yeah, police have no reason to suspect any foul play, and there weren't any trauma wounds found on the corpse of this most recent body. I'm reporting live at Lady Bird Lake. Kitty Pratt, Fox 7 Austin News.
Course, Mom. Okay, so that's it. Oh my God.
On May 21st.
All right, these riots are killing me, and I was just looking to see if I can find the one that I was looking at on TikTok when they were hosing these people down and they were falling in the streets. It was just bad. All right, Debbie, you did your run. So what did you go? Costco?
Yes,
Debbie?
I went to Costco. Hello?
I'm here. Okay, where else
Okay.
did you go?
Yeah, just Costco. Because I didn't get a chance to go last week because I had friends in town. So yeah, went to go and see what was going on, get my regular stuff.
Can you tell them about your friends that were in town, please? Because you got me laughing.
Okay, so old family friends were in town, and I am friends with their oldest son. They travel as an entire family. Mom, dad, him, his brother and sister, his brother's wife, and the only grandchild in the family. They own a bunch of timeshares. So they decided, now the brother and his family live in the UK. They wanted to take the granddaughter to Orlando Disney parks. So they went there for 8 nights, and every day they were at a park. They went to Disney 3 times, Universal 3 times, someplace else on the last full day. But the UK family went home. In between going to the parks, they were eating and shopping at every place imaginable. So then they come down here for 3 nights to finish off the shopping. And Monday, they got here Friday, and Monday they were sending everything to the shippers. They also shop online. I got some of the boxes and packages. Actually, some are still coming in. I spent all day Saturday with them shopping and eating. And when I said I was leaving at 10 o'clock, they were like, "Why are you leaving? Didn't you bring your pajamas? We told you to." They had 2 condos down at the Marriott Doral, and I'm like, "I have a home that I pay a mortgage for, and I really like it." And they're like, "You thought we were joking?" I said, "No, unfortunately, I know that y'all are not joking."
Oh
They're
my
sweet
God.
family. I really do love them a lot. Um, it is difficult for me to be around them now,
Yeah, I get it.
but yeah, but I go and see them because his mom is in the beginning stage of Alzheimer's.
Oh God.
And his dad has cataracts and lost the vision in one of his eyes, but is very stubborn and still thinks that he can drive.
It was the eating and shopping and shipping and going to the
Yeah,
shippers and sending stuff back. I was thinking
yeah.
they had a bunch of stores where they are and they're buying all this stuff to resell
No,
when they go back. No.
no, they come up here twice a year and they go shopping and they buy, gifts for people like Mandy. She's buying gifts for all of her godchildren. You know, I have not seen so many Apple Store bags in such a long time. Oh, and they went to town at Yeti. Um,
I got
they're
to
just
show
a
y'all my
really
new
sweet
Yeti
family.
cup, but my camera isn't working and I don't know why. And I
Hmm.
wanted to come on camera this morning, but it's not working. I have a new Yeti cup and I love it. I love it.
Well, I told all of y'all, go on Yeti because for Father's Day, they'll have sales with free shipping if you just sign up on an account. Just, add your name and address to their system. You'll get free shipping. And look at their clearance stuff because I got that 10-ounce tumbler in the brightest yellow
I
possible.
have mine in
For
red
50,
and
yeah, for
I can't.
$15, no shipping.
Yep, I love my
So,
Yeti. But I just
yeah.
have this in the background. This is the National
Hmm.
Guard that's now been deployed. And as you
Hmm.
see them standing, this is crazy. 2,000 National Guard were sent. This is crazy. But Debbie told me yesterday about
Hmm.
1,000-pound roomies. And
Yeah.
guys, if you haven't um watch 1,000-pound roomies. It is worth the watch. It's about Jasmine, which is Jazz, and the other
Hmm.
lady's name is Misha. Is that her name?
Nisha. Nisha.
Yeah, Nisha. And
Hmm.
the two of them, they are 1,000 pounds. And this one lady is like, oh, what is she like? 5'11", Debbie?
She
She's
has to be.
tall.
She's super tall because Jamal was trying to estimate it.
She's super tall and she's
Hmm.
huge. And they
Yeah.
met online. The taller lady, her name is Jazz, and she's a what is it? SSB? What is it? Super
They
Spot?
met on a SSBBW community.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how they met and became roommates. But she says that she's a big girl model.
Did you see the ass on her?
Yep, I had to take a picture and show it. Her
Please share it.
starting to come
Please share
around
it.
the corner.
Please
Well,
share it.
okay, I'm heading to my office because I have you on the iPad while I was in the kitchen packing away everything and making lunch.
Yep.
But I'll share it. I'll share it. She hits the corner. 5 minutes later, her ass is catching up.
She is huge. They live in California. And Nisha was losing a roommate, and Jazz and her daughter moved in. Now, I don't know if it's a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, have no idea. But Nisha is the
Mhm.
shorter one, and she is round. Now, what got me
Yeah.
is the woman says that she's scared to leave the house, but she leaves the house for food. And the way they were eating and ordered all that food at Sonic was scary.
Hmm. Oh, it was Sonic that they were at? I don't even know.
It
I've
was
never been to a
Sonic.
Sonic.
It was Sonic.
I
And
told y'all that I haven't gone to fast food this entire year because of DEI.
hold on, I got a picture. Hold on, I got a picture. I got to stop sharing. Hold on. I don't have the picture of the ass, okay? But I have a picture of the two of them sitting on the
Let me
sofa.
see.
And these women are huge. Hold on. This is 1,000 pound. That's what I was looking for.
Yes.
This is Jazz right here. Girl, look at her stomach. And this is Nisha.
Nisha got it
That's
all
them.
in the booty, 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 booty,
She's got it
booty.
all in the booty, and her legs make one of my whole body, girl. When I stood up and I was like, her thigh makes my whole body. Makes my whole damn body. But she's got really bad issues with her legs. And she really, yes, the girl, but the stuff that they were ordering. Okay, so you like them too. I do. I sent Debbie a message last night. I said, I'm watching this. I said, I am really into this show. And it was only the first episode. It was just the first episode.
But what
So
did y'all think about Oh, sorry. What did y'all think about the trailer versus actually watching the show?
I never saw the trailer like I told you. I just heard about it from you and I went to watch it yesterday. I watched it twice.
Tracy, I am not fast food chain restaurant bougie. I am not. I'm making a stand. I'm not losing any weight though, but I'm making a stand and I have given up McDonald's and all other fast food options just to get healthier.
Yep.
But
I
I am
tried.
bougie though.
Look, I gotta let Ann know. I have been buying gluten-free stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
it's not bad. I've been buying
Oh.
gluten-free,
Oh.
and I
Okay.
am really, and that's all because of Ann. Shit, I started growing
Mm-hmm.
oregano and shit because of E11. But I have been buying gluten-free stuff when I see it, especially when it comes to my Chinese stuff like my noodles. I buy gluten-free and MSG free. Yep. So they were at Sonic, but when they went to the swimming pool and they're carrying this chair, girl, where did that chair come from?
That's her chair. It's a strong steel chair that will help her because she can't walk too far. She takes a
Oh
few
my
steps and then she
God.
has to sit down.
Can you show us her
So
booty, please?
hold on. I sent it to the wrong email address. I don't even know my own email addresses.
I mean,
Uh,
this woman has, as she said, a badonkey donk. But now she's her friend came over. Well, what got me is when he went to Venice Beach, okay? And I was like, wait a minute.
mhm.
You found a parking spot, so you were on the other side. Because then she walked across the sand to go through the main thing, and where she ate at, I've eaten there before, and I was like, that's a hell of a walk with all that weight in that sand to get over there. But Jazz wouldn't get out the car because she's embarrassed because people are going to be taking pictures of her. But I don't get that because you were SSB, whatever it is,
Shit.
model. That's how you make your money.
Yeah, but she does it from the comfort of her room, and you see how nice and pretty her boudoir is. I wonder if she
Yes.
does other stuff. Damn it.
It did look like Scott's chair. You're right. It did look like Scott's chair. But I want to know if 1,000 Pound Best Friends is coming back. Because they should
It
have been
should
back the
be.
same time that 1,000 Pound Sisters came back.
I think Thousand Pound Sisters started a little bit early, and
And that was due to Amy's court stuff, right?
yeah, I
Okay.
think they rushed it for that. And I think that is why her behavior is the way it is during the season, because they probably told her, let's do a quick season, just focused on you and your trauma with the arrest. You'd be the focus. And everybody just went along with it for a coin. But little Miss 14% brain capacity ain't realized what was going on.
Girl, I love Wisco. I'm glad to see that you're posting stuff on your YouTube channel. I am so happy to see that you're posting shorts on your YouTube channel. Aesop's, you did a live, well, not a live, a video last week, and I marked it to watch later. I haven't watched it yet, but I will. Aesop's does some really good uploads as well. So I really enjoy her stuff. But with thousand, and so she has a daughter, and God knows I forgot her daughter's name. That's autistic,
Nana.
but she doesn't. Nana, she doesn't look autistic to me. Then I was thinking to myself, what does autistic look like?
They're
That's what I
different
was thinking to
levels,
myself.
and she could be high functioning too.
So I have another picture of them. I found this on ET, and I can't show the clip because then I'll get in trouble. But this National Guard stuff is fucking scaring me. So let me show you that clip real quick of them sitting in the car on the way to Venice Beach. Now she reminds me of the girl that was on Love After Lockup, that was with the little small man. When she's sitting in that car, which I need to watch. I'm missing 3
Oh yeah.
episodes
But
of
I
Love
sent
After
you the picture
Lockup.
to your email because I'm not working, like my iPad isn't fully set up. So I
Look
just
how
sent it to you.
big she is.
Yeah, we had that
And that's
picture
her
up.
ass that sits up that high right there.
Yeah, because
And
she's
they're on.
she's already tall and she's
Yep,
basically touching the ceiling of the car.
that's them right there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's them on their way to Venice Beach. Girl, and then when they went to sit down to eat Chinese food because it's healthier, and she's gonna be skinny like the Chinese people or Japanese, whatever she said. I'm like, not eating as much shit as you're eating, you're not gonna be. They sat
They
there
should have
and
never went anywhere with a conveyor belt full of food.
did you see how that guy was looking at them and shaking their head and shaking his
Uh-huh.
head?
Yep.
Oh, so it'll be the same way. Okay, on TikTok, you upload a video and then you share to TikTok. That's all you do. Look, I got Wisco Girl on TikTok. Chantel and my sister. Well, my sister got me on TikTok. Chantel got me on Lisa on TikTok. So yeah, but I'm love seeing that Wisco gal is posting shorts and stuff. So and that bird that you used to what did you say, raise? That's a nice bird. That bird is gorgeous. So did the bird come back, or that's what I was confused about. Girl, excuse. And then when Jazz was reading what they ate and how many calories, and I'm sitting there going, and they said, let's just sushi our way out of here. Girl, I was done. I was done. But her life expectancy at 40 is 44 because of her weight. And then the fact that she can foster, thank you. And then her legs can't hold all that weight. And she's trying to get her life together. She's trying to lose weight because of her daughter, Nana. But I think that this relationship, Debbie, is not going to be good for her because Misha or Nish, she is an enabler. What do you think?
Yes and no, but I need to see more to make a judgment.
From what I'm
In this
seeing,
preliminary episode, it did seem like she was an enabler, but Jazz has in a way turned her into a hand servant. And Nisha needs someone to pay the rent, and she said Jazz was the main breadwinner in their household, and they have a beautiful apartment.
Yep, it's
And
gorgeous.
Jazz's room is really nice, and that's why I said I want to see inside Nisha's room. I want to see, like, because she has a regular job outside of the house. She does everything for Jazz, and Jazz takes care of her daughter. I sent you the picture of her booty.
You sent it to my email?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'm gonna have to. Okay, hold on a second. Because my camera isn't coming on, so I'm gonna have to show it from my laptop. I have no idea what. Look, my camera isn't working, and I've hit my camera twice already, so I have no idea.
You wouldn't get the full effect on your camera, so it's just best to pull it up on the
Okay, let me go to
monitor.
my email. Hold on, let me go to my email. But so with that episode, I was really impressed so far. I will be watching it now.
Hmm.
Hold on, let me get this big booty picture. Look, let me get this big booty picture.
Both of these women have
Okay.
serious trauma that caused them to use food as a calming mechanism, and then they're trauma bonding in a way,
Oh,
and then you have
yeah,
the
and Nisha
enabling
was,
situation.
yeah, and she was raised
Hmm.
in a cult.
Yeah,
Remember?
yeah, yep. and
Okay, hold
and
on.
Jazz's thing was, and both of them admit they was big babies, but Jazz's thing was she had a very bad relationship, bad breakup, and she went to food to
But she was
soothe.
already big, she said.
Yeah, both of them said they were big as kids, but um Nisha's story was really interesting because, like you said, she was raised in this cult, and the pastor, I guess, who was her father or stepfather, used to control them with food. So on Sundays, they would have to spend all day at church, and then they couldn't eat until after church. And then when she ate, she gorged on junk.
Can you
So
see
she's
that?
kept that habit.
Look at that.
Yes. Yeah. I was shocked when I saw. Well, I was shocked at the opening sequence when she was getting up off of her bed, and I was like, "Wait, no!" But then
Look.
that's huge,
Okay,
and
guys,
she's
could you?
statuesque.
Yeah, hold on a second, Debbie.
Hmm.
Guys, could you please pray for Corn's mom? Um, for her mom and her husband. When I muted myself, Corn was calling me. Corn, after I get off live, I will call you. I promise I will call you. But keep Corn's mom, her mom, and her husband in your prayers. Please do that for me. Please, please, please do it for Corn. Thank you. Look at this picture. Look at this. Let me take this down. Hold on. Let me take that down. Look at that. Oh, good. Girl, look. And this, I told you that was her butt that was sitting there, and she can hardly get in the car. So this
Well,
is
she had the
Nisha.
problem with the Uber. She
Yeah,
she
with the
thought she
Uber.
ordered a Uber Black or XL or something like
XL. She
that.
ordered, yeah. And he said,
Hmm.
I'm sorry, this is all I have. And he had to get out, pull the seats all the way up. And
Hmm.
this is just, but she is huge. I mean, seriously. And when she stood up by the dresser and you saw her and then the bathing suit she had on, I was like,
That
good
was
God
another thing
Almighty.
too. She said that she doesn't go to the beach, but yet she has the most bathing suits ever. Why do
Yes.
you have so much bathing suits? What kind of modeling are you doing, sweetheart?
Yes.
I think she's doing boudoir stuff. I think she's on like OF or a specialty site doing sexy pictures. And my friend, we were talking about this afterwards, and she says, wait till Jazz realizes that as she loses the weight, her source of income might be dwindling because that is how she's making her money on being a big girl.
Yep. She is. She's bragging about being the breadwinner. And that dog, forgot the little dog's name. I don't think that dog is house trained for him to pee all over the floor like he does.
Well, I think they probably put down pads for him normally because none of the two of them look like they walk him
Yeah, I don't
anywhere.
think they walk that dog at all. And that's a beautiful dog.
And that's a beautiful apartment. You see that
Yeah,
it's
that
on the top
apartment is
floor with a
gorgeous.
huge balcony.
Yep.
And it's got really nice furnishings in the living room. It's got a nice big open kitchen. And I want to know if it's 2 or 3 bedrooms.
That's what I want to know. Because when she said the little girl she was doing her homework. And I'm like, well, where is she at? And then you see the little girl was laying in bed with her and they were working on some stuff. Yep, she said she had a bunch of bikinis. Yes, she did.
Yep. But don't go to the beach.
Yeah, she's in a lot of pain. She's in a lot of pain. And she could barely get out that damn pool. But
she's in a lot of pain physically and mentally.
But
She
she
got a
has
lot of
anxiety.
issues.
That's what I'm confused about. You know what's causing you to eat like this, but you have all of this anxiety because you don't want people taking pictures of you, as she said, and making fun of her. But girl, you know what's causing these issues. Come on.
Look, in a way, I know we're saying that Nisha is her enabler, right? But in a way, Nisha is also trying to push her because as much as Jazz says, Nisha, bring me some chips, and she brings her the chips, or the dynamic of the Venice Beach trip was very disturbing to me because Nisha was begging her to come to the beach with her. Nisha had to go out and get Jazz 15 bags of McDonald's breakfast.
Just to bribe her.
To bribe her to get up and come. They drive all the way down to the beach.
An hour or so. Well, in LA
an
traffic,
hour.
they live an hour. So let's just say 2 hours.
And Jazz is kind of freaking out. We get there and full on meltdown. She's not getting out of the car. She is scared. She doesn't want people to look and stare at her and say things to her. Then we see Nisha get out of the car, and I thought she was gonna go to the beach and like put her foot in the water and then bring some sand back and say, "Look what you missing! Look what you
She
missing!"
might get food.
And she went to get food to soothe Jazz.
When they brought snacks with them because they didn't want to spend the money, and it is expensive on Venice Beach. Seriously.
She went and got Korean corn dogs.
Yep. And the cheese, girl,
some.
don't drop it. Don't drop it. Keep pulling it. I was like, oh my God. But that food right there, that place is good. Yep.
I don't know.
So, yes. So she says they live an hour, okay, from Venice Beach. But with LA traffic, depends on when, it's always traffic in LA. It probably took them about an hour and a half, 2 hours. And to get that parking spot that they got, they must have got there early. Because I was like, well, damn, we had to park and walk, even when we go to the pier. And I'm like, wait a
TLC would have
minute.
had to have a permit to do filming on that beach. So it was reserved for them.
Yep. It was a contradiction. Because she said she's walking in the sand and she looks like she's about to sink. And next thing I see, this bitch is going up and buying food and bringing. And where did you see all the food she brought back?
She had to pacify her.
It's a Facebook group. They met on a Facebook group. Good morning, Amber. But I'm gonna watch the show. It's really, really good. And I have to watch Gen X. I haven't watched it yet. But let's get into Sisters, 1,000-pound sisters, girl. Jesus.
This was a great episode, but a lousy episode all at the same fucking time.
What do you mean? Lousy at the same time?
Amy.
Yeah, something's wrong with her. Well, she's got 14% brain capacity, so.
I was about to say, other than the obvious.
Yeah, I mean, something is seriously. She took the opportunity for, Tammy going in for all of this surgery that's going to take 7 hours. And you remember when I told you how they kept calling us about my dad's progress when he was going through that surgery that was supposed to be 8 to 10 hours? That's exactly what they were doing to them. They were calling them to give them an update, but they were calling us like every hour and a half. And then when they missed a call, we got really nervous. So we called them and they apologized. Hi, T Love. Good morning. But they were doing the same thing. And I thought it was just because when he had his surgery, it was doing C19 and no one could be there. But when he had that heart attack, and I went there last year, and they thought they were going to do a bypass. It turned out to be a double bypass. And they did the same thing to us then. And that's when it was icing and sleeting. Yes, it was icing in New Orleans when I was there in January. I flew out of here in a blizzard. 2 days later, it's icing. So we were at the hospital for a while. Then we left. And then they called us and we went back. And they only let us see him because they knew the next day was going to be bad. When I tell you my dad came out of that surgery with flying colors and looked like himself, but I couldn't take the machines and stuff they had him hooked up to. And then when I saw him the day after we were able to go back after the icing and the bridge and stuff was open, I was like, this man doesn't look like he had anything done to him. When I tell you that man has fortitude, he has fortitude. 2 major surgeries in less than 4 years. I still don't believe 14% mess, just another TLC tactic to make us sympathetic. I'm not sympathetic towards her, but to see Tammy, the, the place they went to eat, when they went to the farmer's market and went, that was the nicest place I've seen them at the whole time I've been watching them.
Oh, yeah, it was.
So, and the fact that Tammy was scared, she broke down. I like Amanda was there. Even with the dynamic between Amanda and Tammy, I was very impressed that she was there and she drove to be there. You got Amy, who's only thinking about herself and some fucking marriage to some weirdo creep. And she just don't
She's
get
not thinking about the marriage. She's thinking about an event, the wedding.
Nope.
And that's her problem. She has no relationship to be getting into a marriage.
I don't know what it is. Why does she want to marry this guy? Something is really off with this Brian guy. And then when I heard Chris and Amanda get into it, and then we figured out Amy came in the room. Well, I know what Chris said, why he got upset when she said that Tammy's face was going to be lopsided. I don't think at that point it was the time to say that, because you saw
But they handled their tension differently.
Yes.
Because both of them was worried and scared for their sister. Amanda lets out her tension with, jokes to break the ice. And Chris went in to himself. And I think it's because he's the last one who had the skin surgery and knows what he only had the skin removal surgery on his belly, and he was down for 5 weeks. He's thinking, this my little sister, and she is petite in
Yep,
stature.
even the
She's very
doctor said
short.
she was small. Girl, she was down to 201. Did you see
Right.
they took 7 pounds each off of each was 7 pounds with the arms. They haven't even the stomach. Can you imagine? She's going to be down to around 180.
Jamal thinks lower.
Oh, he thinks she's going to be lower, maybe, because but the team of doctors they have in there. But did you see that fat that was coming out of her neck? That
When they
grossed
flipped
me out.
over her right face, her
Yes.
cheek, that would like nearly lost it during several parts of this show.
I was just like, oh my God, I didn't want to see that. But the fact that, she's and the doctors that are working on her, that's the A team, girl. They had,
12 doctors.
yep,
Mm.
that's the A team. And then, but we saw next week, they're going to say they lost a needle. Now, that happened to somebody I know that they left something surgical gauze in them. I'm sorry, I'm not laughing, but they had to go back in. I'm sorry. I'm like,
They left gauze in her for real?
yes, they did.
Oh dear.
And they had to go back in.
On purpose? Because I know she had a lot of drains.
No. I'm talking about my friend. They left
Mm.
gauze in her by mistake. When they sutured and closing and all of that shit. Yes.
So they didn't count correctly?
Nope. But they counted those needles and one needle was missing. I don't think they left a needle in her. So that was just a dramatic effect because there's no way you're not going to see that size needle at all. But we'll see. We will see. But they're doing a great job. Now, Amy and her whole thing about she's canceled it because no one's coming to her wedding. It's not about you. This is about Tammy right now. And the fact that she was sitting at that table talking about she's going to have her weight loss surgery. Girl, did you see how everybody looked at her?
It
And didn't
wasn't
say
until
a
this
word.
episode that I realized how much weight she had put back on, to
Oh
tell
my
the honest
God,
truth.
yes.
She had put
Yes.
back on a ton of weight. Like all of her neck fat is back, her face, she looks like a linebacker. It's so disappointing. She's the Megan of this show.
Yeah, and did you hear how Chris was fussing at Brian?
Because they were all paid up with Amy for her fines or whatever when they took the plea deal.
Uh-huh.
Who paid for him? Because apparently
He
he didn't
still
have
has
enough
to pay
money.
it. Nope, he still has to pay it.
Oh my
Remember,
God.
they said Amy's all paid up. Brian still has to do his. Do you think that Amy's going to pay his? I bet she
Yep.
will. Because what job does, well, I'm sorry, he's a news reporter, right?
Living in a trap house. But I like the conversation at the end of the episode between Chris and Amy. Um, he said he's not compromising his beliefs to go to a wedding in a tuberculosis facility that's haunted. And she said, well, I compromised my belief to go to your wedding. He said, how? I got married in a church. She said, I don't like church.
Yeah, that's what she don't like
She
church.
was, her brain was on and popping at a full 8%.
She don't like church. Okay. So that's not against your beliefs. You have no beliefs. I can see if she said she was an atheist. I can see if she said anything. But girl, that's not a belief. Just because you don't like it. You're
Yeah,
not
the woman
Muslim.
was operating at 8%. Leave her alone.
I'm just done. I just can't believe she said that shit. So, okay. Oh my God. Let me see. Who else do we have? We have Poly Family. Did you watch Poly Family? And I know we're gonna get to Sister Wives in 90 days, but Poly Family.
Waste
Girl,
of time.
thank you. I can't no more. I can't. I mean, maybe I shouldn't say that, but I just can't. And can we talk about Angela and Michael real quick? They left the suture. Wait a minute. They left the metal suture in me. That's not a problem, but it sets off the damn airport security alarm every time I groan from my tummy tuck. Damn, Amber. I never knew that. You never told me that one. I'm trying to remember. Did you ever tell me that? No, I didn't know that. Girl, did you? Wait a minute, Amber. They didn't go back in to get that needle?
It was a staple. Did
Oh,
you say a staple?
no, she said a metal suture. Oh, yeah, a
Oh,
staple. Okay. Jesus Christ. I never knew that one. I never knew that one. But I am disappointed now in Poly Family. Um, but before I forget, I forgot they had a show called My Five Wives before Sister
hmm
Wives came out. Or was it right
hmm
around the same time? I can't remember. But
It was
somebody
around the same time.
around the same time. That show should have
hmm
stayed on. So I'm just saying that this shit is crazy. So what do you think about Poly Family right now?
TLC knew everything about this supposed family and still chose to put on this show. Sean went down in flames within 15 minutes of the first episode airing. We've got what's his name? Tyler's family coming out on social media saying that he endangered their children by not telling them about the issues with Sean. We realize that Sean and Taya do not work. They are scammers and might be something else more dangerous to the children in that house. Um, I also found out that Alicia, nobody likes her,
Mm-hmm.
and she's struggling to get some attention. Um, I
She's
told
really jealous
Jamal,
of Taya. She's really jealous of Taya.
I told Jamal that I blame Tyler for this. Because I blame Tyler and Alicia because Alicia, when you caught your man cheating all them years ago, you should have never convinced yourself that you were okay with him doing seeing other women if you were there, aka swinging.
Yep.
Um, because you're too jealous for that. You just are. And then when they decide to bring the scammers, the grifters in, I blame Tyler wholly and solely for this because he put pussy before the safety of his own family. Because and with the whole scenario with Sean and Taya, like he got her way too young for my comfort level. She
Okay.
wasn't like fully like frontal lobe developed yet.
Yep.
And she is still learning who she is and what she wants. And they have a very strange relationship. If truth be told, she is a sub. I don't know how he's a dominant. He's just a bully to me. That's a weird dynamic to be bringing around your kids and then bringing more kids into it. I feel Sean is on the take, and so is Taya. Shame on Alicia and Tyler for allowing that around their children just so that your husband could go and fuck whoever he want. Because now you're letting him do it in front of you, and it's killing you every time you hear something about it. You have caused your own misery, girl. Take your children and leave and go to your daddy house. It's just a ridiculous thing. It was a ridiculous show to begin with. They are none of them are likable people. None. They're all degenerates. Pray for those children.
Mm. So, do you think? Oh, I want to say, guys, today is Sunday. I need you to open up your stingy wallets too. It's Sunday. Today is church. It's collection day. I need to check on Drea, which I talked to her on DMs, but I need to check on her mom too. But anyway, I'm just this show has me just
Sorry.
it's just fucked up.
It is. And it's just what TLC brings out, but they had to shut it down early. At least it was a little bit better than what they did, adults adopting adults. Like they couldn't get past the third episode on that shit.
Okay.
So I classify this show with adults adopting adults.
You know what, Debbie? I want adopted adults again. And what's the other one? Cheaper. I really want that again as well.
No, I don't want to see that again. That was very triggering. Like, especially the girl that was pregnant that they brought from Europe. That man in particular and his wife. Uh-uh. Sorry, y'all. Multitasking.
What you multitasking on? I'm just what is that? Michelle, thank you. Thank you for paying your dues on Sunday. Hi, Drea. Oh my God, baby, you got a cold. I sent you something to cheer you up. Look, I sent you something to cheer you up on the TikTok.
Is the school year finished?
Yes, the school year is finished.
Thank God. Well, at least she can stay home and get some rest.
Yep, she's got a stress cold. Oh my God.
Extreme Cheapskates? Have I ever watched that? Wait a minute. I think I did. That show was annoying for me.
Who had a bad accident, Chantel? Oh, a friend have metal claps in his knee. He had to have them later. Well, later. Okay. All right, I get it. I had to go back and find it. So, but what do you think about the fact that Taya wants to explore a relationship with Alicia?
She's a lesbian. Let her go.
But did you see? Go ahead.
She can't go nowhere because she's bonded to Sean. I have to go back and look for it because it shows that she has oh my God. Some people wear collars, some people wear bracelets, some people wear anklets, but she's in that type of relationship with Sean.
Yeah, but Sean doesn't seem to have a problem with it, but Tyler does, and then Alicia,
but
the other
Tyler had a
Alicia.
good point.
Yeah, he does.
And Alicia is scared of Tyler's point.
Yes, she is. But she's upset because Sean is having relationships with Taya, and so is Tyler, and she's not. Ooh, dirty old men. I like that.
Alicia's thinking is, as she said, she's the only one whose needs aren't being fully met because she's pansexual. So I think she should do it. And in her mind, she's saying, okay, that's less time she's spending with my husband so he could stay with me. And she wasn't expecting her husband to say, so does that open it up for everybody? And then she had to shut up like a clam because she's like, wait, it's bad enough with one other woman in here. We're not bringing in no more women up in here because then I will never see my husband.
But she doesn't want to bring her in for that. She wants to bring her in for herself.
No, I'm talking about Alicia, not Taya.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Alicia was siding with Taya only in the hopes of keeping Tyler, more time with Tyler for her. But then when Tyler said, so if she gets to open up, does that mean all of us get to open up? And that's Alicia's worst fear. Because I feel Tyler was cheating on her.
Well, I thought she said that before, that he had been cheating on her.
No, all I remember is them saying that they were doing the swinging thing. I didn't pay too much attention to the first part of this because they were annoying.
She's always crying though. She shouldn't be in this type of relationship. Her jealousy is too bad. I'm going to go get into a poly relationship. Look, I'm going to get into a poly relationship.
Well, who? Your other personalities?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you know what, Debbie? Be quiet.
Because I don't see that happening with other human beings, but okay.
Bitch, you not coming in my kitchen. What you mean you cooking? Not in my kitchen, you not. Hi, avoiding eye contact. I'm not lost, sweetie. I've just got a lot of stuff on my plate, and I'm trying to get to a point where I can relax.
Oh, Drea.
I feel
I'm
bad for
sending
my
prayers for
Drea.
your mama.
Oh, she's sick, and then she's got to take care of mama
Hmm
too.
I
Oh,
know how
Drea.
hard that is.
And mama's hard headed. Mama don't listen to Drea.
I
Look,
know
mama
I
don't
know how
listen to
that
Drea.
is too.
Nope.
Mm-mm-mm.
Damn. Look at Wisco Gal, me, myself, and I. Yes, but today I am making me. Oh my God, I've got a menu out of this world on making me. I'm doing stir fry today with everything. I'm doing beef and shrimp. I got my straw noodles. I went to the store this morning at 7 o'clock. I was there. 7 o'clock, I went to the store to get everything I needed. My bean sprouts, everything. I want everything fresh. I have my bok choy. I have everything except for the I don't like the water chestnuts. I don't like those, not really. And I have red cabbage. I have everything. I'm ready to go. Look, I'm ready to go, Debbie. So, okay, so we have that. Now, let's do Sister Wives. Go for it, girl. I got you back. Go for it.
Okay. I'm in love with Suki.
Oh, me
The
too.
Emmy award-winning journalist, multi-Emmy award-winning journalist is finally being showcased. They are releasing the Kraken, releasing the edit, and they don't give a fuck about Robin or Cody.
Nope. Did you see how he tried to control Suki?
Yep.
Girl, I was
And
like,
she
oh.
said, if you want to act like a baby, go right on ahead. But we're going to be over here having the adult conversations.
So what do you think stood out to you in this part of the reunion?
Robin should not be paid for episode 1 or 2. I'm looking at the company checkbook, and if she don't fucking know, then I don't know how to sign a check. Period.
Marsha E. No, that man is in New Orleans. No, 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 no. I did not. He's in New Orleans. Now, if he wants to come and take a trip to Spokane and get himself a room and hang out, or if he wants to meet me someplace, I'll take a quick little trip. He's gonna have to pay for it. Because I'm not gonna pay for no trip to go meet no man. He would have to pay for it. Also, so we'll see how that works out.
Wisco, I did see that interview
I
that
didn't
Sarah
see it.
Fraser did, and it was actually really good because Suki made more sense than Sarah did. I have a love-hate relationship with Sarah. I find her
I don't
I
like
know
Sarah
she does
Fraser.
it to get engagement, but some of her opinions, I feel like she is an apologist for Cody. And I wonder if she is watching the same shows that I am.
Have you
Period.
been looking at what they're saying about Cody and Robin on Reddit, girl? On the Sister Wives
No, what
page?
they've been saying.
Nobody likes them. They don't need to be on another season. It just should be the ex-wives. Nobody wants to see Robin with all her fakeness. Nobody cares about Cody and how he's trying to justify his behavior across these last seasons, because there is no justification for him at all.
That's saying a lot because if you take away those two villains, you've got the other three left. And Mary ain't doing nothing but fucking around with Jen. And if she was really fucking around with Jen, then it would get interesting.
Yes, it
Um,
would. But I don't think Jen
um,
swings that way, though.
but she could pretend for a check. At this point, you want Robin check, Jen, because you becoming more than Robin do, and we would like to see that. But anyway, um, Christine and her husband, all they doing is opening up Airbnbs. Good on them for that, but that gets boring.
Yep.
And then I would like to see the development of the marshlands if they could ever get it zoned properly. I would love to see that.
I would love to too, but what about the fact that Janelle just came out the bag and said she
Mm-hmm.
doesn't care for Cody or Robin? She can have a conversation, but she was never close with them, and she really wants nothing to do with them.
Yeah, because she don't like them. Plain and simple, Suki. People can just not like people. They don't need to have, I don't have to have a reason to not like people. I do it every fucking day. I don't like you. Why you got a blue shirt?
Yep, she don't
There you
like
go.
them. She don't want to be friends with them. She wants
Mm-hmm.
nothing to do with them, and
Yep.
that's coming from Janelle.
But that's also coming from the mother who has lost her son. And these two reprobates played a major role in that. That's what Suki wanted her to come out and say. He killed my son. She helped him. That's what Suki was looking for. But Janelle not gonna do that.
Yeah, but she said she has never seen. What did she say? She's never seen Cody be as mean as he is.
And she's right. She's right.
And how he always wants to focus on himself and not. He does. He focuses. Everything comes back to Cody.
Mm-hmm. But that's part of this religion. Everything focuses on the men, and the children and the wives are left to the side.
Yeah, but she did say everybody wants to blame everything on Robin, but Cody had a hand in all of it.
Because Cody is the patriarch. Allowed that wife to become a favorite and to dictate for the whole family. He let Robin usurp his patriarchy. And that's disrespectful. And that's why he's a failure as a husband of plural wives, because he could not manage each relationship. He let one become dominant and destroy the others. He is a failure.
He is a failure. And oh God, I would. Anything else stood out to you in this part too? Because I wasn't impressed. I really, except for Cody said he might want to go on a fishing trip with David.
That was interesting because he wants to do it for his reasons, but then you heard David, and David said we're gonna have to change some of the rules. And then shortly after that, this episode was very good, and here's why. It was to everything that wasn't said. When Cody stopped talking and she was asking him, we can stare each other down, we can be silent, I'll do it. And then he said that he took a piece of hair off of him. He did not. He was throwing away Christine. Because
that's what that gesture meant.
Yes. Because he couldn't say it out loud. Because don't forget, timeline. This is the first week of October. Christine just dropped the child support and paternity stuff in the Utah courts. He's pissed at her again. And he can't get the McMansion 1 sold. And he's about to buy McMansion 2.
Yeah, but I thought he sold it, right? Oh, I forgot.
Right, timeline.
Timeline. I forgot about the timeline. Yes.
Right. So he was negotiating on buying house 2. And he couldn't get house 1 sold yet. House 1 did not sell. Where's Wendy? Wendy, what was it? November 24th? When it was in November when that was sold. We in October. He is shuffling money everywhere. And now he got the court on his tail, probably asking him, when are we gonna get your financials? right in the middle of him shuffling all of this money, conducting 2 multi-million-dollar land transactions. And then you're sitting on a third piece of land that's worth $1 million too.
But the whole thing is that we haven't seen. I'm trying to. You lost. Okay, you lost your child.
And another thing, I didn't like how everybody was coming down on Christine saying, we could have a double date, just not right now, maybe sometime in the future. Christine, remember that judge ordered them not to say anything bad about each other.
Yep.
So they're working with that. Then on top of that, she's going to have Cody in her life for the rest of her life.
For the rest of her life.
Children.
Yep.
And right now, one of them is a minor. And they're going through the courts on that. And there's co-parenting involved. And it would be to the benefit of Truly if all three of her parents can get along. And I'm not talking about Robin. I'm talking about Cody, David, and Christine. So if they did want to have a double date later on, that's great. Not right now. We still in court. But it would be to the betterment of Truly if they could get along.
Ooh. Okay. I'm trying to think. Anything else happened that was good?
Thank you, Wendy. Wendy is my fact checker with the real estate. She was giving us these deets in our thing, in our show, and I knew she would know it. Look at the timeline. She put Cody in court like September 16th, I think you said, Wendy.
Yep.
Then the first week of October is the filming. So he got his ass clapping in court and he's bitter. And now look at these transactions that he's doing, because you don't do something like this overnight. He's negotiating all of this while he's at court in September and at this reunion in October. And you know he want to brag about it, but can't.
Okay. Yes.
And they're not going to talk about the sale of Coyote Pass on this one in much detail because it hasn't been sold.
It hasn't been sold, but they're coming back. They're filming now. They're coming back. Whitney Thor is coming back. I'm trying to think, what other fucking thing can she have to talk about? I'm so sick of her. But what about the fact that the court papers with Michael and Angela came out? Do we think Michael was paying her to bring him here?
He said that she needed money and he sent her money.
$238 or $235,000 that was documented, and she's talking about how she was taking care of Michael. The song "When the Truth Comes Out," girl. When the truth comes out.
I wonder what Lauren
on TikTok begging for galaxies and shit again the other day.
I wonder what Lauren and Alexi are thinking now.
Matter of fact, they've been quiet, huh? Maybe I need to go on her timeline. $230,000. What? What? What?
Michael was taking advantage of her. Okay.
Angela was, oh my God. And that house, that's Michael's house. We do realize that's Michael's house, right?
Yep. Michael, you can't hold a Nigerian down. Michael found a way to hustle and make some money.
He found a way around her. Oh my God. Can you imagine?
I'm glad he kept the receipts.
And
Wisco, white people in Africa can't get their hands on that kind of money. Some of the wealthiest people live in Africa.
Some of the wealthiest people in Africa. I'm loving it. Mary from Kiki and Kibbitz found out that the foreigners are paid if filmed.
Riley told us that.
Yes, he did say that.
When they do the abroad filming, they get paid.
Yep. When you're filming in their country, they get paid. Hi, Bonero. Michael always worked. Angela always wanted to make it sound like, and you can hear him say, I want to work. I want to work.
He gave Angela all his money, and she spent it.
I think he's running an underground railroad. Oh, she doesn't have money anymore. So we know where the money was coming from, don't we? Michael. Oh my God. So oh my God. What else on Sister Wives? That just clicked in my head. I had to say it. So what else on Sister Wives?
It is poor there, just like how it's poor here, Wisco. But Africa has a lot of natural wealth. Where do you think the diamond trade is based? In Africa. Like there are, like, if you ever watch on Netflix, what is it? Young, Rich, and African?
Yes.
There is major money in Africa. But there's also major famine and major disease in Africa and major poverty in Africa, just like how there is here.
Nigeria is used with various, it's like here, there's various economic status.
Africa has like 52 or 53 independent countries in the continent.
So, okay, is there anything else that stood out to you on that reunion?
No.
You know, that lady, her name is Rizzo. She's still on TikTok. They had a fundraiser. They had the event. And she did say, Wisco, I don't know if you're following her or not, but her name is Rizzo. Angela never gave them back that money.
There's major corruption here too, Michelle. Let's see. There's corruption everywhere. People with power always corrupt. We just see the people wanting to leave. Dr. Rich would get with American Crazies. In the music and film industry, they do. That's where you see the crossover.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. Have you watched The Hunt for Love?
But it was presented that Michael was in such a depressed area
Yep.
and so poor. I guess that's where. But that's how TLC wants us to see it. They do a disservice to a lot of the countries that they go to. Nigeria is a beautiful country, but they only gonna show you the wandering goat.
Same thing like Ethiopia. Ethiopia is a beautiful country.
Yeah. In South Africa, it's beautiful. Yep, but when we went there to see Tiffany and Ronald, we saw the hood. Except when he was going to the casino. You just gotta, like, I would never judge the world based on the lens that TLC puts on it.
Because they want you to think that these people are poor and coming here for a better life. Like what's her face in New York? That woman ran a whole fucking organization, director, making money. And she gave up her life to come here to be with Greg.
So
and living up in his watching The Hunt for Love?
Oh, Hunt for Love. Wait a minute. Who's on that?
Rob.
Rob. Okay.
Tim.
Okay. This show is trash.
But I'm loving it. And who put them little ugly ass plaques in Usman's head?
I don't know, but like, I love you. I love you. I want you to get that hole in your teeth fixed.
Girl, when he made it, she goes, "Can you make up a song for me right now?" I was done. I was like, he just switch out names. That's all he does.
And Wendy, I get what you're saying, right? But sometimes we have to think outside the box and stop watching like national news and watch international news. If you watch CNN International, if you watch the BBC, if you watch Sky News, even Al Jazeera, I will use that as the last one though. But you need to vary the types of news that you're watching so that you can not just get a local or a state or a national point of view, because the national point of view is always going to be biased towards America. You need to get a global point of view. And if you watch international news, you'll get another perspective on the news. And you'll also see how the same news story is reported differently, more objectively overseas than it is here. That's all I'm saying. Okay, I'm done.
So what about the hunt for love?
I agree with you, Wisco.
Now, Courtney is quirky. She's messy. And do you think her spending a month with Usman in Istanbul, a Turkey, they didn't sleep together? Does anybody believe that?
Wait, she spent a month or a week?
She was there for a month.
But how long she stayed with him? I thought it was a week.
She said they spent a month together.
They spent a month together? Oh my God.
I swore they said a month.
That is just gross. I doubt most Americans will either, but if I can influence one person to broaden their horizons, then
travel, take a trip, see it for yourself. Because I'm going out in July and I'll be gone for 2 weeks. Travel. Hi, Mr. Jimenez. How are you? Courtney is goofy to me. And I remember her. She done traveled to so many places and not one man want to be with her.
She just looking for a place to live.
See, you said a week, but okay. Maybe she was with him for a week, but she was there for a month. And I swore they spent a month together. She said they were going out to dinners and yeah, but even a week with Usman is a week too much. Shit. And Chantel, oh my God, she looks horrible.
Yeah, it just is. That's what, like, I question everything. And I like to hear the same news story from different perspectives.
Yeah, I like watching the BBC.
Edwin. A celebrity Google box, a lady said, where Elon could stick that golden key. Yes, Michelle. Courtney's looking for a man to support her or at least house her for a short temporary period of time. Did you hear her when she said, I went over to Thailand, but I didn't check to see if the guy was real or not? She's an idiot.
Okay. I've got. Hold on, Debbie. I'm just putting my creamer in my coffee. I put the sugar, and I'm just using creamer, and that's working.
Wait, Chantal, I thought she gained weight, but she didn't. Her face looked swollen for some reason. Who you thought gained weight, Chantal?
Chantal has gained weight.
No, Chantal Gucci said I thought she gained weight, but I don't know what she's talking about. Because it's filled with Botox. Oh, y'all talking about Chantal on the show.
Yeah, but her neck is even big. She looks horrible to me.
She needs to get a breast reduction.
Yep, she looks like Karen. She does look like Karen.
Mm-hmm.
And her boobs, and even when she was sitting in that hot tub, I can't stand to hear her talk. Yep, she is bigger. Thank you. She is big. And you want to talk about winner. Girl, look at yourself. And now she's saying she doesn't know if that means she's gay or not because she kissed a girl. Girl, we know you sleeping with that woman. I saw 90 Day Diaries.
Mm-mm. Yep. Chantel is very awkward. None of these people seem like her type anyway.
Nobody wants to talk to her. I can't wait till that other guy tells her he didn't want to be anywhere around her and he needs her to stay away from her.
Who told her that? The guy,
the
she
black
was
guy. And then she wants to go pick a fight with Usman. Do you want to fight me? Girl, you can't lift your leg to do Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Sit your ass down.
But he shouldn't have said that he wanted to punch her in the face, though, because
he said if it was a man that called him a scammer, he would punch them. But the fact that she's a woman, he can't punch her. That's what he said. Courtney brought that,
but don't say shit like that, Usman. Don't say shit like that. Use your words. You're only saying that because you know she's a woman and you're not going to fight her. If it was a man saying it, and there's plenty of men there who are saying it, you ain't got nothing to say to them. So I'm glad that she challenged him. He's an idiot.
But why would you get in a man's face and ask him if he wants to fight you? That's crazy. They brought that
crazy, but
the wrong way.
Not with Usman. I agree with her for doing it with Usman. It's just a question. Did you say this about me? Do you want to punch me in my face? She was asking for clarification on something that was said. She shouldn't have said, do you want to fight? I didn't agree with that.
So what about the fact that so I'm asking, what about the fact that why am I spinning?
Oh, I'm spinning too. I thought it was me.
Oh, I'm not spinning. It's the live that I have in the background. Okay, I was like, why am I spinning? Well, I mean, why am I spinning? Look, it's the live I had in the background going with the protesters that are being peaceful, and then everything changes at night. That's what I wanted to see. Anyway, I took it off. So I just want to know with Usman never, and yes, and the fact that Courtney is thinking that Usman is interested in Chantel and she's trying to muddy that water. That's what she's doing. But Colt likes Courtney. Why?
I don't know why. That's not his type. I thought he would have went after Jen. It's Jennifer from Colombia, right?
Huh?
Is Jennifer from Colombia Tim's ex?
Yes, she is.
I thought that would have been more his type.
Yeah, but what about what happened with Rob and Elise?
This serves him right. He knew something was off with that bitch from the start, but yet he let her swallow his face.
Him down and show her ass.
But
I gotta agree with Chantel. She wanted Rob to fuck her that night, and he didn't do it. Yep. That's what she wanted. She thinks that every man should want her. That's the way she's looking at it.
True. Jennifer is looking for a sugar daddy. That's why she ain't looking at Colt.
And she's not looking at Rob, but she's looking at the pilot.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what plane is he flying? How old is he?
I don't know.
Yeah, because how old is the pilot? Because him and his buddy, Cole, what's his name? Cole? Did they come on a show together? Because he said he was teaching him Spanish. And when he went on a date with Tiffany, the guy that speaks Spanish, I think he's a cute guy.
Oh, yeah. I remember when they were sitting down together. She's so easy. Oh, my God.
Huh.
You thought Courtney took care of Colty after the fall? Because he was probably getting free accommodations because he got hurt on while filming. Courtney is always looking for lodgings. Period.
Oh, yeah. She did tell them she likes anal. She said she was there before and that's when she had anal. Girl, why would you tell that people that on the first damn date?
You letting them know that you open for all scenarios.
She's disgusting. Disgusting. And she thinks she's all of that. And I don't. I don't. She has a nice tan though. I don't. Who else stood out to you? Who else? Who else? The guy with the green eyes, the black guy with the accent. He's intriguing me. The one that got in the hot tub. Oh, and Tim's body. Tim should never, ever, ever show his body. He has no chest. He has an old man to be 44 years old. And you look like that. He spends more time on his face than he does on
doesn't
his
have
body.
any like muscle tone. Like, he's just scrawny. But listen, the way how Tim was holding his beach towel
His
over
towel
his
like a man. I mean, like a woman.
I thought that was so cute.
Well, what about when he said Rob had kissable lips?
Yes. Listen, Tim came on that show and wanted to get in a relationship with Rob. Rob, you wanted to.
But Tim has history with Rob. Well, not with Rob, because Tim has history with Jamal, and Jamal and Rob are friends. But Rob said he's not going to let that influence him.
Tim is friends with Rob, not Rob. With Jamal. Now that Jamal broke up with Veronica.
Yes. So no, Rob is friends with Jamal. And he says that he's not going to let that cloud his judgment. He wants to get to know Tim for himself.
Because he liked pretty eyes. They will have a cute baby though.
So anyway. No, he said he looked at him and he said, oh, yeah, he does have kissable lips. I watched the after show. He did. He said he had to look at him because he wanted to see what everybody was talking about. And then he was sitting on the sofa next to Rob. He goes, yeah, man, I looked. He goes, yeah, you do have kissable lips. And Rob just looked at him.
So Rob went to Colombia after they filmed this?
Yes.
So he went down to be with Jen?
After this.
He was like a chicken with no feathers. Kadir. Leave poor Tim alone.
Yep. So, okay. So what else happened that was good? Oh, how about the dating thing with Cole? And I forgot the girl's name, Lexi. Cole and Lexi.
Cole and Lexi.
Remember when they had the little flirting thing? The black girl and Cole, and he was telling her, you like those kind of things, the tattoos and the earrings. Asked if she had nipple piercing.
Oh, Colt. Oh,
Colt, not Cole, Colt.
Somebody else named Cole. I was like, who is that? I was trying to figure it out because I don't know the non-90-day people too well. Oh, he started off real good with that. Like, I was like, oh my God, an actual conversation. You're trying to get into something and find out her interests and everything. And then, like, he just lost me when he said, are your nipples pierced too? And I was just like, wait, what? Colt has a way of ruining every scene that he's in.
Okay. I'm trying to think, was anything else good that happened? Usman is jealous because Courtney, he wants a sure thing. Somebody said it. He thinks Courtney is a sure thing. But why does she want Usman? I don't know, because Usman don't have no dick.
Didn't she say that she just wanted to come on the show to get white girl wasted?
Yeah.
And so he's just convenient. It's somebody that she already knows. She doesn't have to work too hard. And she could concentrate on getting drunk.
Well, I'm trying to see what else is there.
She was so rude. Don't cover yourself with tattoos, piercings, and then get mad when people ask you about them. No, she was engaging at first, but then he went and got personal, asking her if her nipples were pierced. That was invasive. He can ask about like her tattoos, how many does she have, like what do they mean to her? Can she share? If there's piercings on her face, he can ask, oh, did that hurt? Stuff like that. But don't ask like if your nipples or your pussy or your dick is pierced. No, not when you first meeting somebody.
Well, we shall see. Let me see. Anything else good happen?
I can't wait till Colt breaks his leg again.
Okay. So let's see. 90 Day Fiance. What's going on? Yeah, see, I would think but he asked the way he said, so do you have your nipple? That was a little bit too far in talking about her body, especially when you just met. That was a little bit too much. I get he asking her if she's into the tattoos and piercing, but then he had to add the body part to it, which to me was a little cringe.
Yeah. Like you can discuss what is shown.
What is shown, yes.
But,
exactly.
Yeah.
But when he went to, I said, oh, coach, you just messed that up.
He
you
barely
said, hey.
sat down and was asking her that. That's so rude.
Drea. Drea got the tongue pierced. Okay, but not for what
we can
I
see
get
that,
you,
so
girl.
we gonna ask you.
I just found out something new. I just couldn't do it. I thought I went with a friend of mine when she had hers done, and I was going to do it. Instead, I said, well, I'm going to get a tattoo the next time you get one. So, and she got one, then I had to go get one. I just can't. I can't. Yeah, I know crackhead is big mad. I know.
Who's
I just saw she
crackhead?
went live and she was screaming, Lisa.
Oh, I thought there
Yeah.
was a crackhead on the show.
No. So what about what's going on with 90 Day Fiance? Girl, I can't. I just can't believe Aaliyah knew she had 90 minutes and you had them people out there for an hour and 45, almost 2 hours waiting. Did you blame Sean for being upset and walking away?
I'm surprised he waited that long, especially, and she knew that his mother
His
fell.
mother.
And Jackie did not rush that girl at all. She should go off and marry Jackie at this point.
I don't understand it. And she told her, you don't have, what was she thinking about? And the dress she had on.
What dress? You mean that fisherman's net?
Yes.
With a thong. How she thought that was appropriate? Girl, stop.
She's talking about her dream wedding. What about the man that you're marrying? The one you're supposed to be in love with? His mother's sitting there with a fucked up ankle. It's, what was it, 104 out there?
Yep. with a bunch of old people sitting down waiting for her dumb ass.
Oh my God. Sean was upset. First of all, you need Sean to stay in this country.
She forgetting about that. Because Jackie said got her mind addled.
So what do we think? Okay, what about Sarper and girl, when Sarper found out that Shekinah had an air tag on his phone, that is fucking sick.
No, it isn't. It's smart. He's just
Why?
too dumb to realize it. She asked to share locations. He is new to the country and could easily get lost.
Girl, she don't trust him. You know
no,
he's
she doesn't, but that's how she should have put it over.
Yep. So she just explained it wrong.
Right, because remember when he first came there, she was still doing the face stuff at the house. So he had to get out and walk around the neighborhood. He's not that bright. He could get lost.
Why are you saying Sarper's not that bright?
I thought you loved Sarper. He's with Shekinah. I love Sarper. Don't get me wrong. But I also see Sarper for what he is. He is not that bright.
Sarper's a man. Look, he's a fuck boy.
He is.
And so is Rob. Rob's a fuck boy.
Yeah, but I don't like Rob.
See, I like Rob.
Well, I'm happy for you that Rob has a friend.
Oh my God. So what else happened with them that, because to me, it wasn't holding my interest this last episode.
I was annoyed with Aaliyah.
Okay,
I didn't care about the throuple.
Oh yeah, you knew the aunt was gonna sit. Girl, stop with the bullshit. She's on TikTok. Amani's on TikTok, right? And I went in there. She was at some plaything with her daughter. I said, "Look at you playing mommy. How cute." And I left. I just can't. I can't stand her. Okay, go ahead, Debbie. I'm sorry.
And Shekinah and Sarper were a waste of time this week. But I was pleasantly surprised by Joan and Doughboy. I was shocked at how much care and attention he put towards like the night before the wedding.
African night. Oh my God, that was gorgeous.
And got African food catered in, invited people over.
Yep.
He couldn't find Ugandan outfits, so he got Nigerian outfits, and like the surprise, he got the Airbnb. The surprise on her face, the surprise on my face.
But when he shut his mother down, Debbie, when he shut his mother down.
Yes, he told her just shut up and eat.
What? I thought John was fighting with Amani, not Shekinah. Is John fighting
with Shekinah because Sarper went into the video with the fuckboys. And Sarper does not know these songs and does not have any rhythm.
Nope.
So John said what he saw, and Shekinah always got to be up in the bullshit. Sit down. If Sarper's not worried, why are you?
Sarper's not worried. He wanted to think, but he said something about Amani too being a bad mother.
Well.
Sarper doesn't have any rhythm. I saw that video. I was like, and I always say Jamal said, but Jamal got more rhythm than Sarper. Sorry.
Yeah, they only put Sarper in there because he's popular.
Yep, that's it.
And nobody was looking at him, but like. Sarper does not know the words to those songs, and he could not get the choreography. So it was a waste of time.
And they really practice because they've got their practice videos and everything up there. They need to bring Biniam back again.
Biniam has better things to do. I hope he's on tour with what he named from the Super Bowl?
Kendrick Lamar.
Yes, I hope he's on tour with him and making that money.
Yep, he was in Kendrick was in Philadelphia last night, I think. No, the early part of May. No, he was in Philadelphia. I love John. You know what? At first, I didn't like him, but he speaks his damn mind. But if you watch 90 Day Diaries when he was going out to taste cakes and shit so he can put off the wedding more.
Oh my God. But he's married to that girl now, right?
I think so. Yep, they were. I don't like Mac and Imani at all.
Have fun in the pool, snuggle.
Yep. Get in the pool, girl. Well, he said he was a stripper and he was showing us some of his moves on the show. And I was like, that wouldn't make me even put 50 cents in your pants.
I would have given him $1.
I wouldn't have given him shit. I'm going to be like 50 cents. I don't know what you heard about me.
I would have given him $1 if he would allow me to do things with the dollar before I gave it to him.
My first order of business is to get cover tattoos. Oh, no. I'm going to get one more tattoo. I'm going to get one more tat. I need one more tat. I need one more tat. I have one on my back, and the only time you see it is if I have on a sundress or a tank top. It's on my shoulder. It's a butterfly with like 8 colors. And I'm telling you, I had taken a half a Zenny, and I had some Henny, and I was ready to roll. I wasn't feeling shit. Except for when he came around, when he came around that meat right by your underarm, I went, ooh, look, ooh, I felt that shit. Ooh.
What are you covering up on your arms?
Yep, so I'm trying to think. Anything else that stood out about this last 90 Day Fiance for me? Clayton is not coming, which we knew that. Okay. Still don't know why Clayton isn't here yet. Still trying to find out about the daddy. I'm trying to think, did anything else happen? Oh, you have 6. I have 2. I'm gonna get one. Well, shit, I might as well do 4, make it even. Because I'm on my other shoulder. I'm gonna get another one. And then I'm gonna get one on my wrist. I'm gonna get another one on my wrist. But you really don't see the one on my wrist because I have my bangles and stuff on. But I'm gonna get another one. She prefer a gut than a 6-pack.
I prefer a wallet to a gut, a 6-pack.
There you go. I want a wallet. So I'm close to Oregon and Utah. So I'm gonna start going. Oh, Debbie, on TikTok, there's a family. It's called Poly Family. It's a black chick, a white guy, and a white woman. And between them, there are 7 kids in the house. And I'm enjoying their TikTok. Oh, okay, you have 7. So Drea, yeah, I'm going. I wanted one on my leg at one time, but I said, nah, I don't want to do that. Don't want one on my thigh because that's kind of tender. So I'll go back with the shoulder and the wrist. But I was just looking at, So those are the shows that we're watching. I'm trying to think anything else good happened. But I am going to watch Gen X because Gwen asked me to watch Gen X. I'm going to check out Gen X. And I'm trying to think, what else is there? Is there any other shows that we're watching right now, Debbie?
That's it.
See, that's what I'm saying. And your leg is sensitive. That's sensitive for me. Oh, Lady Red just dropped a video. I got to go check it out. Let's see. I'm trying to think. What else? So what are you guys cooking today before we get out of here? Okay, I got 8. Now I need 9. Girl, you teaching and you can't count. But I'm gonna go cook. I don't know if I'm gonna video thing. I bought that little tripod thing, and let me see how that's gonna work. Because I did get it. So I'm gonna see how that's gonna work. Oh, the Love Hotel. Oh my God. The Love Hotel. Sorry. Luann. Jesus Christ. Now, Phil and Giselle. Giselle is looking at Phil's wallet, baby. That's all she's looking at is Phil's wallet. That is it. Shannon Bador, her daughters came. Shannon Bador is boring to me. I don't know why they put her on there. I really don't. I don't care for her. Wale and
Ashley,
yeah, the little whore, who has daddy issues. She really does. I don't know. Do you think she's gonna pick Wale?
no, this is not serious for her.
I think she's looking for another sugar daddy. I don't know how much she got from the divorce, but how do you?
What she was expecting. Besides, Wale is too black for her. I'm gonna say it out loud. She ain't looking for no dark meat. I mean, unless it was Michael Jordan. But she want a white man or a high brown young man.
But who do you think Giselle is better with, though?
She better off being by herself with her thick ankles. She's not there looking for no relationship either.
What about Shannon Bador?
Shannon Bador is needy and would look for anybody who would pay attention to her.
I think that Giselle is going to pick Phil. I really do.
Just for the show, but right after they hit cut, she's like, it was nice knowing you, Phil.
I think they're still dating.
That's only if something's in it for her.
And something is in it for her.
What?
His RR that's sitting in the garage. I mean, I like the show, but it moves a little too fast for me. It's not giving me any depth. You know what I mean?
Well, it's on Bravo. That's not a real word over there.
And I know I know we haven't spoken about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'm up to date on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. This trip they did just took to Grenada. The little bullshit that Britt brought over. Phaedra is back. Drew signed her fucked up record deal, which I still haven't heard any music from her. She's not in but yeah, we can talk about that tomorrow. So Debbie, can we go live tomorrow, do you think?
Yeah.
Okay, because I'll set it up for tomorrow. So would 7:30 work for you?
Yeah.
So 7:30 your time, 4:30 my time. That works?
Yeah. But what we really need to talk about was that the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion was filmed Friday. Friday?
Britt wasn't there.
She dropped her lawsuit, $20 million lawsuit.
Yep, she wasn't there. And of course, we knew that Kenya wasn't there, but Britt was not there. And then we're going to talk more about the fact that after saying she wasn't coming back to the Real Housewives of Potomac, she is. And I've been trying to see if Candace is coming back because Candace was in talks with Bravo.
And she's going to go to Traders.
Huh?
Candace isn't coming back. She's going to Traders.
Oh, she's going to Traders?
Yeah. Because Traders was trying to get Candace and Monique on the same season unbeknownst to each other, but it fell through.
And the same thing Bravo was doing.
Right. So Bravo got Monique and Candace went over to Traders. I don't think that they should be forcing that. I think that's something that should be happen privately first, and then on screen. I would not bring those two women back unbeknownst to each other.
Because Candace just had her baby, didn't she?
Yeah.
I thought they were bringing her back because they wanted to, show her as a mother and stuff. And then when I remember Monique was on the podcast and she was talking to Monica, and I forgot his name, on the vote. And then she did one with Mariah, and they were asking her questions. And they were saying they heard, and she was like, nope, it's not true, which it was true. But I guess
she couldn't say anything.
Hi, not my real name. How are you?
If you in active contract negotiations for these shows, you can't say anything. So it's just safer to deny it.
Yep. So I'm gonna watch Traders, and hopefully Riley is watching so he can get on the next one. Yep. It's when they're filming. But anyway, I don't know what you guys are cooking. I have my stuff ready to go. I got my sesame seed all ready. Girl, I chopped up everything, got everything laid out because I thought I was gonna film it. I still might. I don't know. I have to do more cooking stuff too. But anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. Shit. Yeah, tomorrow night we're gonna do a live. I'll set it up. I need to call Lexi. I know she's been really busy. You've been busy, and I've been busy. But I'll give Lexi a call to make sure she watches tomorrow during the day because she watches after because she don't like the commercials either. And Debbie watches while it comes on. I'll wait till the next morning so I can watch it on Max. Yeah, I want to see Riley on Traders. I really, really do. You made a croissant sourdough loaf. Oh my God, Michelle, that sounds good. Damn it, Michelle. There's this one lady that I know, and she makes sourdough bread. And she actually gave me some of it the other day. And oh my God, it was so fresh. We have breakfast for supper on Sundays, no pancakes. So pancakes, bacon, and eggs tonight. Oh, that sounds good. I can eat it in the evening. I just can't do eggs in the morning. I can't stand the smell of them. Not in the mornings. I just can't. When Kayla was here and she used to scramble, I'm like, Jesus Christ, why am I smelling this right now? I said, put Clorox in it. Put Clorox in it. I don't want to smell it. I can't stand smelling eggs. Okay, so I'm going to do my stir fry today. And I wish my camera was working on my laptop because I'll show you uh the shit. But that's what I'm doing today. Debbie, what are you cooking?
I don't know.
Hi, cutie. Wait a minute. You see what Dreamsicle is saying? Hold on. Dreamsicle says, I need to read it. I can't move it. Hold on. I'm trying to move it. I'm driving, so I just actually found out what you were live. So I'm sorry if this has already been brought up, but what is your thought on Angela Dean teasing Michael twice article that's out? I know that we found out that he gave her a lot of money. I don't know about this article. So Dreamsicle, we're going to discuss that tomorrow because I'm going to find it. Debbie, do you know about that? Debbie.
What?
Do you know about the article about Angela teasing Michael twice?
No.
I'm going to find it though. Or if you have it, Dreamsicle, when you stop driving, you can send it to me.
Was it on Sarcasm?
I don't know. It's my first time hearing it. You're going out to take pics of pollen. Okay. It is beautiful here. Alexa, what's the temperature?
Good morning, Heidi. Right now, it's 78 degrees Fahrenheit. Today, expect a high of
Alexa, stop.
So it's going to be, it's at 92, but that don't mean anything here. It's breezy. My windows are open. And 92 is nothing. So, and then it's going to be down to like 50 something again tonight. It's in the legal documents. Okay, Michelle, I'm going to pull those legal documents. I know Kiki and Gibbons have them. I will pull them. I'll pull them and I'll take a look at it. I'll pull them because I know Kiki and Gibbons have it. But I will pull them myself. Oh, yeah. Oh, tased. Yes. Yes, that was true. That had been out that she tased him twice at the hotel in California. And he actually slept in the lobby. I read that in the initial paperwork that was filed.
Didn't he have to sleep in the lobby because she refused to get him another room to sleep in?
Mm-hmm. Yes. In Hi, Island Girl. How are you? She tased him twice. Yes. That was in the original paperwork. But now I need to find out if the judge is going to drop the annulment and just go straight for the divorce as Michael's attorney requested. Angela lied during that paperwork. She should be held liable for her fucking lies. Her filings was nothing about a lie, and she thought Michael was going to crumble. But then they did that GoFundMe, and he has a damn good attorney, which I'm sure it cost him more than $50,000. Yep. All of that's there. Look at that. She's a bitch. She's trash. She's white trash. I'm not calling white people. I'm calling Angela Dean white trash. That's what she is. White trash. Mm-hmm. Always will be, always have been, and won't change. Because her daddy, if her daddy was alive, girl, fuck your daddy. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, you got the wildfires. That's right. Yeah, it wasn't scripted. She was trying to talk about her behavior. Angela is just who she is that you saw on screen. She's a liar, she's a user, she's an abuser, and she's a manipulator. Period. I've talked to Angela on the phone. And that's when I used to sit on panel with JY. I've spoken to her. No, she's not a nice person. And she talks about people. And I actually didn't want to hear anything else she had to say because I've heard her say some things about, especially Tiffany. Okay. Lou fired her? Oh my God. Yeah, she lied to her attorney. She's lied. And she thought Michael was going to roll over, baby. And that did not happen. And then when I heard JY telling her that half of the GoFundMe money was hers, no, it's not. Read Georgia state law. I read it here. No, it's not. That's gifts. She's not entitled. She ain't entitled to shit. She owes Michael money. I'm sorry. Debbie, look, I'm sorry. I got so upset. Debbie, what you got to say?
Me?
Yes.
I have nothing to say. I said my piece about this when he was getting his money, and I kept on telling him, keep getting your money. If people are willing to give you money, keep collecting it.
That Tiffany. Yeah, she said some things about Tiffany. When she was, when we were on the phone. So, fuck her. I look, I don't like her. I don't. And the one thing I did tell her, I said, I hope she had a real friendship with JY and she was not using him. And that's exactly what I said to her when I was on the phone with her. Because I remember when Jeffrey, whatever, started being his friend. That's because Don Natty kicked him to the curb. Yeah, I heard you guys are under, I need to call, I'm gonna have to talk to Kendra too, because I'm probably gonna have to go to Portland. But anyway, and she is in Portland. But I had a nice dinner with Island Girl and her husband. Really, really, really nice people. Yep, he's happy, he's calm, he's working. Something Angela doesn't understand because she doesn't work. She sits on TikTok and beg all day. She's another Lisa. I just don't like that woman. I just don't. I don't like that woman at all. I'm sorry, I don't. Amber, if you're still here, are you going live today? Who else is going live? I need to watch Jen's replay. Oh, it's not smoky here. I was out earlier this morning. Uh-oh. Okay, Debbie just sent me something. The Secretary of Defense is now threatening to deploy active duty Marines on American soil against its own citizens. This is deranged behavior. This is coming from Gavin Newsom, the governor of California. You're going to put Americans against Americans. Really? She did. She wanted a slave. I've said it before. She wanted him to wash the grandkids' clothes, clean the house. Her room was a fucking dumpster fire. And you knew that man was coming. I'm just done. Yep. So I'm going to keep watching. This is crazy. He also put in the federal government is taking over California National Guard, deploying 2,000 soldiers. We talked about that. And because there is a shortage of law enforcement, but because they want a spectacle, don't give them one. Exactly.
Y'all know why this is happening in California, right? Because with the big beautiful bill, and it will cut off all of these millions of people off of Medicare and Medicaid, basically the majority of those people are in California. And Gavin Newsom got on his Instagram and said that our state contributes the most to the federal government every year. And what about if we just stop contributing? If you want to make those kinds of cuts with the money that comes back to the state of California, how about we just not pay you and call it even? So he was going head to head. And honestly, it's big blue states that fund the red states in the middle. And again, this goes back to a lack of understanding of how basic, how this country runs on a basic level. We need to tax people and organizations in order to make the country run. You can't go, if you look back at the past 40 years, Democrats bring down the deficit. One of them even balanced the budget, and we was debt free. And Republicans run it up every time, cutting taxes for their best friends, the rich people who donate to their campaigns. We have to find a happy medium in between, because we can't keep flip-flopping like this anymore. It is detrimental to the country as a whole. And now we're on the precipice of something major happening in this country. Our currency has already been devalued. We're no longer the leader of the free world. Nobody cares what we have to say. And then worse yet, we're not a reliable investment. People are not investing in America.
Well, you're right.
And if we don't have money coming in, we're done for. The Republicans can stand up there and say all day long that they're doing this because they want to bring more businesses to America. But if America is not a trustworthy global partner, why would they want to invest here? I don't think we realize the damage that we are doing to ourselves. I got someplace to go.
Damn. Yep, I'm gonna go back and finish listening to this stuff. This is crazy. But I love you guys. I'm behind because I was at the shampoo bowl, but Chantel has no personality. She's a robot. Thank you. No personality. I've been saying that for years. She just like her mama Karen. Like I told Riley, I bet she had too much perfume on. I can smell her through the damn TV. And I was right.
Karen has personality.
The
We hate her
mama?
for it. Yeah, we hate her for it, but she has personality. She's a quirky character. If she was as dull as Chantel, we just wouldn't give a shit about her.
Wait a minute. Yes, Michelle. People be putting it on TikTok to check. Yeah, you guys need to go and I'm really check out TikTok because there are people that are boots on the ground that's recording and it's not coming on the news. It's not being filtered. You see it raw.
Oh
Damn.
wow.
That's a little bit too much. That's a
Well,
little bit.
Venezuela is on the no visa list, the
Yep.
travel ban.
Yep.
I wonder how all the Venezuelans who were celebrating his winning in November, how they feel about that now.
That's it. Okay. I got it. So guys, I will see you. We will see you tomorrow. Where I live, we will have to travel 1.5 to get to medical attention. All these small clinics will
That's
be
a
closed.
serious thing. That
Dang.
is a serious thing. Because every time the Republicans get in, they cut back on health care for Americans. And that's why you have to travel 1 to 2 hours to get to a hospital. There's no more local clinics anymore. And until the red states in the middle of this country stop voting against their best interests, we will continue to go down this path.
Damn.
Why is it fair for me to be 15 minutes away from a major trauma center, but in the middle of the country, they don't have access to anything like that without traveling far? What if somebody has a heart attack? You have minutes, a stroke, same thing. Why is healthcare such a issue here? Y'all go and vote because of abortion. But when you do that, you cut off all the rest of the healthcare, all of it. So in essence, you're cutting off your nose to spoil your features. Open up your perspective. Stop being a one item voter. Look at what is going on in your areas. It's not fair for Wisco to have to travel that far for medical care. It's just not.
Yeah, see all these peaceful people out here. Now later on tonight, it's going to be the same way. They're going to come out there.
But Wendy, she could have won. But you heard Elon say he bought the election.
He bought it.
And Trump said it too.
He bought it. But this is what was voted for, and this is what we're going to have to deal with. I'm just telling you guys, be careful. When you go to vote again, vote in your local elections. Make sure these people are thinking the same way you are. Don't just vote a straight ticket. I've never voted a straight ticket.
The midterms are coming up. Start thinking about them now. Are you better off now than when Biden was in office? I know I'm not. Seen pictures of Tammy after her surgery. I just saw something Sunday.
Yep, I saw it.
She looked good.
See, exactly, Wisco Gal. That's what I'm telling all you guys. Go to TikTok. You will see it. They're live streaming it. It's not being edited in a studio. You get to see everything. And I'm telling you, it makes a difference. And they do say mainstream media, they don't let you see everything.
Because mainstream media, it has there's restrictions on what you can show on network TV.
But why?
Because it's the same way that the reason why back in the 50s, Lucy and Desi couldn't sleep in the same bed together.
Yep.
Why you couldn't say that someone was pregnant. You had to say with child or in the family way.
Yep.
American
So you have
sensibilities are very delicate.
I'm telling you the one, hold on, I'm trying to find the one that I'm actually, so they got the mayor of California out there now. Let me drop his TikTok in here for you guys. He's been out.
I agree. The
He's been
government
out
should
there
have
for a
money so
while.
they can pour it back into the country.
I watch him, and let me find the other one. They're doing the live. The mayor of Los Angeles is up there talking now, and I'm trying to find the other one that I've been watching because I just want to see it live stream. I don't want to see the editing and what they're doing. I want to see it live stream. And if you watch it on TikTok, you're getting the full thing. Like when they hose these people down, not what they were showing. They would pink foam was shooting at them, and people were being knocked down and trampled. So let's see what happens. But I do love you guys. You guys have a great day. As George Carlin said, if there were actual rights, they couldn't be taken away. They appease citizens by giving the illusion that we have a voice. Exactly. Hi, Jen, sweetie. Exactly. I agree, Wisco. I mean, Wendy. What did Wisco say? My governor's being threatened to be thrown in jail. We had one of our judges arrested. Think to all of this. I think we watched one of your judges being arrested.
Why is the governor being threatened to throw it?
Because he's not going along with what Trump wants to do. Because they are a sanctioned state, I do believe.
But do you see how hypocritical it is? Because when it came to abortion, they wanted to give the rights back to the states, but now you're letting the like when it's time for the governor to run his state as he sees fit per the people, you want to put your governor in jail. Tell me if there isn't hypocrisy in that. We got to think and question everything. I be questioning Heidi all the time. Question everything. It does sound like a dictatorship, Michelle.
Yeah.
He's an ex-educator? Oh, wow. Well, they got a thing against education. Oh, because they couldn't get into the good schools.
Yep. Y'all be careful out there, please. I love you guys. I will see you guys later. Well, I'll see you tomorrow, definitely. And depends on what happens tonight or early. I might do a morning live in the morning, but I will chit chat with you guys later. Debbie, any last words, baby?
No, everybody have a good Sunday.
Have a good Sunday, everybody. Bye.
Bye.